Skinsiders, welcome back to episode 7, which this one is going to be a secret episode. Because I have no clue what's going on. I'm coming in blind.
Yes, I have written out. So for those of you that do not know, Ashley is, I think, the biggest conspiracy theorist.
Oh, God.
I know.
I mean, there's some knowledge behind these.
So I compiled a list of some of the top current conspiracy theories. I'm going to read them out loud.
And I'll tell you true or false.
And we're going to get down to whether or not Ashley believes a conspiracy theory. We have gotten to the point where in the office, like, I have a running list. And, like, if something doesn't happen, she, like, owes me a taco at this point. Because I have to hear about these theories and then they don't happen. But if it does happen, I owe her a taco.
Yeah. And then I'm not sure what the buzzword is either today.
The buzzword is fake.
Oh, okay. All right. This is fun.
And I'm probably going to reach over and get Ashley's drink because she's the best drink ever today.
And then also, yesterday was Jacqueline's birthday, everybody. October 15th. So happy birthday, Jacqueline.
Thank you.
And
I love my birthday.
She does. She does love her birthday. We're going to go out to dinner on Friday night. She's got like 25 people going.
18.
Okay, well, that's a lot. If anyone else wants to join, 6:30 Friday night.
Yeah, very true. Okay.
All right.
Buzzword is fake. Cheers. Let's begin.
Cheers. You want to sip my drink?
Oh, your drink is so good.
You have some?
Okay. Ready?
Yeah. I was born ready.
For this, maybe. Do you think some celebrities are dead and they have body doubles?
Yes.
Who?
Gosh, this most recent one was, I heard Kristen Cavallari actually talk about it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say her. I was like,
no,
what?
I heard her actually on her podcast.
Yeah.
She and her hairdresser guy that she does her podcast with, they were talking about this, and she thinks that Kanye West has a double. Have you seen him lately come out with his shoulder, like his broad shoulders and looking very different?
I thought he wears shoulder pads or something.
I don't know, but he has said in the past a couple of things.
There's been one
if I ever go missing and I come back, just know it's not me.
Because we can trust what Kanye West says. He's psycho. But I mean, when I was making this list, like, there's been one apparently going on for like a decade that Avril Lavigne.
Ooh, I didn't hear that.
Is a body, because she had a glow up. I mean, she was in Hollywood. They did her hair. They did her teeth. You know, and everyone's like, oh, she's a body double. I'm like, no, she just had a glow up. There's another one.
I do think that Diddy has a...
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney?
There's a whole theory that Paul McCartney is dead, that he stormed out of a recording studio after a fight with the Beatles and was decapitated in a car accident.
Wow.
And now there's someone else who's currently Paul McCartney. People are nuts. Okay, so she said yes to that one.
I do think P. Diddy currently has a double that is in jail for him, and he's not in jail.
Okay, we'll skip to number 9 on the list.
Oh,
is it really Diddy in jail?
No, I don't really think it's Diddy in jail. You can tell there's a little like beauty mark, I guess. He's like a darker beauty mark on his right cheek.
Why would they pick a body double that doesn't have the same features or distinguishing features?
And don't, but he could end up like Epstein.
Don't they like fingerprint people? Like they go
when you have
jail?
money, you can pay people off.
Okay, now she's really flying here.
Oh,
all right,
sorry.
To number 10. Did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself?
No.
I vote no as well. I vote no.
No.
I do not think.
And that's not a conspiracy theory. Those are facts.
Yeah, that was an inside job.
Yeah.
Jeffrey,
absolutely.
I get you there. Jeffrey Epstein did not kill him.
People did not want things to come out and be exposed, and they needed to off him in order for their secrets to stay dormant.
And I feel like I do think Diddy's probably going to get killed in prison because not prison, jail before he even gets to prison.
I hope he doesn't.
The jail that he is in right now is actually, it's in Brooklyn. It is notorious for violence and like really poor care of its inmates. Like there's not a lot of supervision.
Okay.
And that's the jail that he's currently being held in. Now, I don't think that's a theory because, you know, you get put in wherever your jurisdiction is, and that just happened to be where he went. But I'm like, this
Do you think that Diddy really paid off the New York mayor for some things like he's being accused of now?
Oh, the New York mayor is being accused. I think
Diddy paid him off.
I don't know if it was specifically Diddy, but I do think that the New York mayor is corrupt. I do think he's guilty of a lot of the crimes that
I think a lot of politicians and people high up are 100%. Very guilty of a lot of things, and I think they all live secret lives.
Okay, Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself. Okay, some of these were funny, but before we get to that, was JFK assassinated by the CIA?
No.
I think yes.
I think the mafia did it. That was hired.
Do you think they were all together?
But I do think the FBI and the CIA are a little crooked too. You know?
So do you say yes?
Okay, yes.
I say yes.
Yeah. I think the CIA hired the mafia to do it.
Oh, sure.
You know?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Well, and also because Lee Harvey Oswald was killed by a mafia member in a tunnel, like before they even could get anywhere.
So yeah.
I vote yes. And the fact that people are still to this day asking for the sealed documents to be released. And there are people running like for different political, you know, like positions that say they will fight to get that opened up to the public. So I think there's a lot of people that think that one. And I have to say I do.
I like Robert Kennedy.
Yeah.
I like Robert Kennedy. He's fighting for the food and the FDA, and I really like that. Yeah. The health of, you know, the American
Robert
people.
Kennedy. I like the Kennedys.
Yeah.
I
They're
like
a very
Robert
classy
Kennedy.
family.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think the earth is flat?
No.
You hesitated.
Well, no, I don't.
Yeah, I do not. No, that one like gets me.
No.
Like in the 3rd century, the Greeks like figured out the circumference of like the globe. Like,
but I do have one for you. But keep going.
You can take your own at the end. Okay, guys, she does not think the earth is flat. We've got her there. Do vaccines cause autism?
Certain ones, yes.
I vote no.
Okay. Have you ever met a child that was never vaccinated that has autism?
What?
Do you?
I don't know. I don't ask.
There's even no
like
history.
If I come across a child, I'm not like,
but even
did you vaccinate them or not vaccinate them?
Statistic-wise, no.
No, I think it's no.
It's not a chromosome thing, though. It's not.
I vote no, but
okay. Why do you feel like there's so many more vaccines nowadays than there were when we were children?
Because they're able to develop them for the children, and then that's what they do.
Why does a child as a newborn need a HPV vaccine?
Well, you mean like hepatitis B?
Yeah, the hepatitis. Like,
I mean, one, it's really sad to say, but sexual assault of the child. 2, for needles, dirty needles. If that needle gets mixed up in a hospital or in a nurse's station and one nurse picks up another one, I mean, you hope that you're taking your children to reputable places, but if God forbid you are not, that I would think would be the concern. It's not that the baby is willingly like sexually active or getting tattoos or all the ways that we look at it as being passed. It's a protection from the child because if they step on something, I can't tell you. You look at some of these inner cities, like Philadelphia, there's hypodermic needles everywhere. How do you know? Me and you would never let our child. But how do you know that a child's not going to pick that up and do something with that? And now they have it.
I can see, where you're coming from with that. Definitely.
It's not in my mind because I think the day my child's born, he's good.
But I also feel like, okay, maybe if you do want to vaccinate your child, that maybe you should wait until your child can walk can kind of like form its own like sentences and words, and maybe just give them vaccines once they develop these things, because when they're a baby, they obviously can't do those things in a matter of time. I'd rather see my kid have all of these, and being able to navigate and do that, and then give them the vaccines as needed.
No, I mean, someone might be able to chime in the comments, but I don't know the science behind why, like, there might be certain schedules that they have to be on. Like, how the HPV vaccine, like, there's an age limit that you have to give it, and then you, like, can't give Gardasil anymore. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know.
But, like, and I also don't understand, like, if they're trying to prevent you from getting this, why are they injecting you with it?
Well,
it's almost like, okay, we're going to give it to you. Now you're just not protected because we already just gave it to you. So you've already been exposed to it.
Right. But it's isn't it like a controlled strain of it versus like polio on the street?
Which now they don't even do polio.
Yeah, they do polio.
Do they?
Yeah. Because polio is still a thing, but the other reason why you're given the polio vaccine is to protect you.
I need to know how many vaccines I've had in my life.
Is to protect you from going to other countries that don't have a polio vaccine, for example. Like if it's not regulated in another country and you go and you travel to that country, like here so many people are vaccinated by, your odds of getting it are very low. But if you go to a country and you're not vaccinated and you come across someone with it and now you contract it, that's what they're also worried about. And now you bring it back to the States.
Do you think when
bringing it back to the States means
but do you think when these new diseases come out and people get these new diseases, do you think they're created?
Diseases?
Yeah. When anything new comes out, do you think it's created and then just put out there?
No.
Okay. Me neither, but I was just wondering.
No. Okay, this one might be one of my favorite.
Tell me if I have this red stuff in my teeth or on my mouth.
Don't.
Okay.
That birds aren't real.
Oh, birds are real?
This is an entire movement. That birds are not real, and they are surveillance drones for the government to spy on us. This is like there is something called the birds aren't real movement. Like there's a thing. It's a thing.
Birds are real. Birds are real. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think
go back to the Bible and Noah's Ark.
Like you think that the parakeet in my 99-year-old grandmother's house,
she has a parakeet?
Isn't real? Yeah, Jimmy. She named it after my dead grandfather.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, it's Jimmy.
That's kind of sweet.
It's so cute. It is so cute. And actually, really funny story, but I got a call one time. So after my grandfather passed away, my parents went and got my grandmother a bird so she would like have something in the house and like be able to like hear it. And she wanted to name him Jimmy. So she did.
Yeah.
And she was so excited about this bird. She like talks to him all the time. And I get a call one day from my second cousin and she's like, I'm really worried about Theatina. Because she calls my Yaya, and I was like, oh my gosh, why? Like, what's going on? And she's like, so I call her a lot, like, to check in on her and stuff. And she's like, oh, Jimmy, guess who's calling?
Oh, because she thinks she's talking to
Alyssa and the baby. And I'm like,
talking to the
oh my gosh, she's talking to the bird. She named the bird after my papu. And yeah, she'll do it. Like, I'll call her sometimes. Like, when I call her, she'll be like, oh my gosh, Jimmy.
Lily's on the phone.
She's calling us from Florida. And
that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Yeah. I love that, though.
For Jimmy.
No, birds are real.
Yes.
I mean, do you think that they could construct
justice for Jimmy?
Justice for Jimmy.
He's real.
Do you think that they could create a bird now that could be a flying bird spy drone? Of course, to like kind of mingle in, but it's going to be a little different.
They try and make it look like trees.
Yeah. Well,
and like, what is that about? It looks like a Lego, like a giant Lego thing with like a leaf sticking out.
Yeah. No, I do think birds are real. I mean, that's real.
Birds are real. All right, everybody. She agrees. Birds are real.
I don't think when kids try to say they're like an animal, they're real, but.
Okay. This one I've never heard in my life, but also has been around for like a super long time. That reptilians run the U.S. government.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
People really believe, and they also have a theory that a lot of the politicians are half human, half reptilian. I need to sit for this one.
No, but I will tell you that who I think is running the government, and that's BlackRock.
What's that?
BlackRock basically owns everything and anything. They're just like this microphone, and everything just stems down from it.
BlackRock is grill.
No, that's Blackstone. Huh?
BlackRock, Blackstone. I'm like, the grill people are out here owning the
Let me tell you here. Let me get you. BlackRock basically owns the world. Hello. But I don't think they're reptilians. I mean, come on, that's a little absurd.
Isn't it?
Do I think that the government can actually duplicate and make masks that are identical to somebody? Absolutely. Do I sometimes feel like some people are wearing masks to look like someone and it's really not them? Because there was an interview that Barack Obama had said, listen now. And they asked him if he would like to run again and be president again. And he said, the only way I would like to do it if I could sit at home and someone else could be my double and do it. And there's one lady that speaks for the government saying how good they are at making masks and making
I don't blame him. I mean, look, you ever see the picture of like Obama at the beginning of his term and then the end of his term? He looked like he aged 40 years.
Yeah.
They're tired.
But he's looking for a puppet.
It takes out everybody.
Yeah.
They all look so different at the end. And I think, yeah, sure. Like if you if I could sit at home and just call it in and tell everybody.
And call all the shots from home. He basically said, I would love to call all the shots from home.
Correct. I don't disagree.
Have a double out there doing it for me. And I would tell him what to do.
Do we not think that way about the business?
No, because I got to be there. I got to be there. My hands are going to be there.
Just run it we would get so much more done.
Situations like that, but you have to
and also you want
watch.
To be woken up at 3:00 in the morning, have to run down to the Situation Room, God, those poor people. I feel for him. I do.
That's the oath you take. That's the job you want.
But it doesn't mean I don't.
You got to be on call 24/7. Look at how Ron DeSantis literally handled everything for these hurricanes these past.
Yeah, that is a hard job. It is hard to be a politician in a hurricane state. I think it's hard to be a politician in general. That's why I would never want to do it. I mean, I empathize with every single one of them.
I think we, the people, need to run the government.
We the people.
We the people that pay taxes.
We the people, none of us can get along. We just, okay, ready?
I get along with everybody.
Everyone reptilians do not run the U.S. government according to
Do you think they do?
Of course I don't think they do.
God.
No, I do not think reptilians run the U.S. government.
All right.
I also don't think they're wearing masks. I don't think they're humans wearing masks either. Do you believe in aliens? Do you think aliens are real?
I don't. And I know a lot of people do, but I believe in God.
You believe more about the conspiracy theorists on theories on Earth than you do. You don't think that there's possibility of just life on another planet. Not that has nothing to do with God. You don't believe that another planet can have a life form. Could still be created by God.
I think
because if you believe in God, you believe He created the entire universe. I think that umbrella.
If they were planted on another planet to procreate and things were to happen, yeah, okay, but aliens, no. Hard no.
Okay, I'm hit or miss. Certain times, I'll watch something, I'll watch certain documentaries or certain episodes of a show or something, and I'm like, wow, I'm really leaning towards it. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, I just can't get behind that one for some reason.
Do you think that we really went to the moon?
Number 13.
Oh.
Did we really go to the moon? I think yes. I do not think the moon landing was fake. You think it's fake because they were fighting with Russia?
I'm a half and half.
Wow, we held on there.
Yeah, I'm a half and half. I don't know. I'm a 50-50.
So you think now we have been to the moon, but in that time when the original moon landing was, you're saying we did it just to try and fake out and beat Russia and get there first. So we faked it, pretended we went, but now we have since gone.
Yes. And why are they still stuck in space? Or did Elon Musk get them back? Because weren't they stuck in a freaking rocket up there in space? The astronauts, swear to God, I'm not even kidding you.
Google it.
They were stuck. My cousin was talking to me about this.
I don't really watch the news. News gives me anxiety.
Okay, go to your next one. Why I find this.
This one's really going to take you off.
Okay. Oof.
The Illuminati.
For sure that's real. And if you don't think that's real, you're living in a fantasy world.
So I did a lot of research to write this podcast. Do you know the origin of the Illuminati? Where it came from, where it started, who was in it, and what happened to it?
No.
Okay. The Illuminati was started in the 1700s as a secret society in Germany.
Okay.
And it wasn't anything nefarious. Like, there was none of the things we think. Like,
also, she reads a lot, so she knows all these big words.
I think
she reads like 14 books a year.
I think that's like I read more than 14 books a year.
You do?
So, yeah, I'm already at 15 and it's October.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
But I've been slow. But anyways, isn't that like the name of the mad scientist and like
But yeah, but you always have like big words. Like you always come with these big words and I was like, oh, man, I wish I had those. Should just read maybe. Read books.
I'll write it down for you. Okay, so that's where it originated from and it disbanded in like the 1700s.
Okay.
There has been a lot of speculation that it resurfaced with like Freemasons and different religious organizations. But either way, it's not believed to be like anything bad. Like there's no organization that still has it. Now, it's not to say this from the research that I did, so don't quote me on this, everybody. Google it yourselves. It said
Google
that
Google.
That's not on my conspiracy theory list, but apparently it should be. So
they censor
that it's not saying that a lot of Hollywood is doing good things or not like being on the up and up, but they're saying that there is no organization that bands them all together where there's like ritualistic activity. But whenever they believe, like there's all this theory about Beyonce and Jay-Z, and people are saying, look, they might not be reputable people. They might have been in bed with the Diddy thing or have done this or have done that, but there's not like an official organization like the Illuminati that bands them together. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
Elaborate, please. Tell us more. The people want to know.
There is Illuminati. I don't care. They're all part of it out there. I mean, there's certain like gestures and things that they make that you can tell that they're part of them, and they're in a cult. They are all owned and ran under maybe 5 people, and Clive Daniel is one of the biggest ones. Davis, I'm sorry.
How was it?
Yeah,
I literally was like the interior designer in Naples?
Clive Davis. But he's the head honcho of it all.
My question for you.
Look at Cosby. Look at R. Kelly. They're all part of this. Like, they're all part of this stuff. This cult, this underground world.
You think so?
Yes.
But if they are, why would they publicly make those gestures, do those things that makes it appear?
Here's the thing.
But if nobody knows, then how do we know that they're
Here's the thing. Social media and platforms have been around for now, like what we want to say, like the last 10 years, really, that people have been active on these things. So we are seeing more information being exposed versus before we had these in our hands. At any moment you could look up things and people can post things. Now people record everybody, every little thing. You have no privacy anymore in life. I really just feel that it's all coming to light now. Enough is enough. It's been going on long enough, and people are not going to be quiet about it anymore.
But do you also think that with
and we didn't know what these little one eye, like we didn't know the symbolisms of that. We just thought, oh, that's cool. Like, they're doing something cool or they're acting cool. We didn't know.
But with the rise of social media, free speech, the ability to put anything that you want out there, do you not think that is also a widespread amount of disinformation?
Yes, that too. And I do. It's like playing a game of telephone. Starts with me and I telling you a story, and maybe you go and you tell somebody else, and like you may have left out 2 things or you added 2 things.
Right.
I do think that, yes, it could be exaggerated, some of it, but it's in my heart. I don't know what it is. I just feel it is a very real thing. And they kill people.
To the next question. Is the Denver airport a hub for the Illuminati?
Oh, I never heard that one, but I did hear that the Denver airport had like this secret whole nother like underground.
Apparently it has to do with there's that horse. When you're going into the Denver airport, it has red eyes.
I've never been there.
People have said, I never have either. People have said that has something to do with it. There's like gargoyles around it or something.
Not evil.
Like that it's like not, yeah.
But yeah, gargoyles.
And that apparently there's like murals on the walls that are like of war and in battle and things like that, and they're saying, why would you put that up at an airport? It must be a hub for the Illuminati. I don't know.
I do think that there are a lot of subliminal messages, and there's a lot of writing on the walls nowadays that they're basically telling us, and they're like putting it out there for us to see, but we've been so like naive to not even see these things on the walls that they are like putting out there. The new Channing Tatum movie, I don't know, I think it's called Clickbait. I'm going to look it up for you. And basically, that is the whole story about what's going on in Hollywood. That movie is based off of, like, it's really giving you of what they do in Hollywood.
But why would Hollywood put out a movie that shows you what they do in Hollywood if they don't want you to know what they do in Hollywood?
Why would Blink Twice. I'm sorry, it's called Blink Twice. Why did I say Clickbait? That's a different movie.
Why would they give you that inside information if they don't want you to know it?
Why do you think they can't, like, what about that movie, I'll get back to that, but Leave the World Behind You?
I've heard of it.
On Netflix, and I think Barack Obama is behind it.
Aren't you busy reading?
Yeah, big words.
Apparently, that I don't watch. No, and I really don't. I watch a lot of true crime, though. True crime documentaries.
Because I just think that they think we are dumb, and we don't catch on.
At the risk of offending anyone, I honestly think a lot of Hollywood is dumb.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think like
I've always called them like Holly weird,
but I think a lot of Hollywood is dumb.
Well, I also, they all have a lot of money too, and I've always said wherever there's a lot of money, there's power,
or the illusion of power.
They just all live in their own fantasy weird world.
Maybe.
Have you been to California, like Hollywood?
No, I've never been to California.
California is... Have you been to California or Hollywood? It's like you walk onto a movie set. It's very weird. It's a very weird state. And sorry if you're all listening and you love California, but it's my own opinion.
You might really be walking on a movie
And it's a very different atmosphere. You do feel like you've like left your normal world and you're walking into something else. It's very weird. I don't know. I don't like California. I'm a big California fan. But that's just me.
Okay.
I feel like...
Back to Diddy.
Diddy don't.
Diddy did.
No, he did.
Yeah.
Diddy has done it.
Diddy did, and that one I do believe. Okay. Do you believe that there are tunnels under Diddy's house, specifically leading to...
That's because I said this last Saturday.
Yes.
This is why you're saying this.
No, it was on the list. Specifically leading to
there were
Michael
tunnels.
Jackson's house. These are the two that they said. Michael Jackson's house, and Michael Jackson is alive and
Hugh Hefner,
escaped out of these tunnels, and Hugh Hefner.
I said it. Why am I raising my hand? I said it so long ago that Hugh Hefner had like a sex trafficking ring, even though he was like Playboy, like all that. I do think that he funneled girls through. And like you have parties like that, and I mean, come on. I do think people auction off people and buy people too.
Oh, I do. I think human trafficking is a very, very, very
and all the Holly weirds are involved.
I don't think that they're all involved, or I don't think all the politicians are involved. But I do think it is a really serious thing that needs more attention. But it also, because I think if more attention is put on it, people will know certain signs to be looking for.
Yes. There is a tunnel under Diddy's house, but it was like apparently for the swimming pool, an underground swimming pool. But that's what they're going to say to you.
The Department of Homeland Security did a search on the home.
Yes.
The FBI did a search on the home, and there was one tunnel found, but it's like an underground swimming tunnel.
Yes.
That did come up on the plans, and they did find it. But they said there was nothing leading to the grotto, and there was nothing leading to Michael Jackson.
Weird. So who knows what could be happening?
I don't.
Right.
I don't. I also don't have any intention of knowing. I wouldn't want anything to do with that life.
It's just that doing with that life. It's just sad to me because I grew up like listening to Diddy. Do I think he killed Tupac too? Absolutely. He was involved in that. It was the Bloods versus the Crips. And let me tell you, he did not like Tupac.
Mm-hmm. But wasn't he like best friends with...
He killed Biggie too.
Oh, God. Weren't they best friends?
Mm-hmm. It was a power thing. It was like, who could beat you at the top?
I don't think so. Think so?
Yeah.
Because I also feel like...
And that's why I don't want him to kill himself or die or someone kill him in jail, because I really want to find out if all this is true.
Well, that's why nobody wanted Jeffrey Epstein to die, because we wanted the...
answers.
We wanted the answers. We wanted to know who was on that list, who was going to the island, because there were so many people on these flight manifests. And you have to understand, like, I'm not a fan of a lot of these celebrities that were on the flight manifest, but in their defense, this is a rich, powerful, famous person, okay? And you're being invited to the private island. A lot of these rich, powerful people do a lot of very dirty things behind closed doors that the rest doesn't know about. Just because you're on a flight manifest to Epstein Island doesn't mean you are aware of anything that he was doing. Same thing with now these celebrities with Diddy's party, like his parties. Like, we're seeing all these people come out and they were here and they were there and they were associating with him. He was one of the most famous people in the country. He threw the biggest parties. He was known for it, the white party, the this, the that. We all know about it. I don't think that 90% of the people associating with him had any idea.
I think only 10% had no idea. I think everyone else did.
Oh, you think the opposite?
Why is no one talking? Why were people deleting their Instagrams?
Because
J-Lo, she's like, another one that's going down with Diddy.
Here we go. I don't want to hear about it. Like, I think it's a lot of like...
But J-Lo too.
I didn't do it, now I don't want to hear about it.
No. They're all being quiet. No one's talking. And look at what they did to Bieber. I mean, that is clear. That writing is on the wall with Justin Bieber. They did some very horrible, nasty things to that young child, and shame on his mother for even letting a 40-year-old man have your 15-year-old son for a week.
We have said this before.
And Usher, he's guilty too of things.
Whether or
I'll go down the list. I'm going to be in the court.
Whether or not anything was done to Bieber, we don't know for sure yet, so I'm not going to speculate.
Look at how he broke away.
Regardless of whether or not anything happened, I'm calling out his mom. Because you put your child in harm's way.
Just for money.
For money. Because anytime you leave your child in Hollywood with some adult males, you're putting your child in harm's way. You don't know these people. They're not your neighbor. They're not your friend. They're not your cousin. They're not your uncle. Like, who the heck
I would never.
knows what could have happened to that kid? Who the heck knows what did? Only he and God know what happened, or the people that possibly did it to him. And I think to myself, shame on that mom.
Well, why do you think he completely left Hollywood?
No.
Why do you think he's now into gospel music?
Well, he also didn't leave Hollywood, but I think he left. He did find the church. He lives in Canada. He did find the church.
He left Hollywood.
Well, I mean, like leaving that scene.
Look at Britney Spears, for God's sakes. You don't think that girl got to where she is today being batshit crazy from having a great career? Something happened to her.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you read her book? Oh, of course you didn't.
No.
That will give you a lot of answers if you read the book.
You know, she probably got invited to some of those parties, and she probably had some things done to her that girl can't live with.
No. That's not, I mean, if you read the book, I would say read the book. There were a lot of things done to her that she can't live with, but it didn't involve stuff like that. She was so famous. She was so protected. She was the most famous person. I think a lot of what happened to her was her life was so controlled. It was quite the opposite.
Okay, what is that other girl oh God, the girls just talked to me about her at work. Amanda Bynes.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you watch her Nickelodeon Quiet on Set?
No.
See,
I wanted to watch that, but I don't have whatever
Quiet
channel.
on Set's very sad, though. It is very sad because when you're talking about
Do you know the Nickelodeon logo is the same exact look of what Epstein's Island is? Jeffrey Epstein. It's the same exact shape and size. Okay, you don't blame me? No problem. You know what? I'll come with facts, but I didn't know I was going to get on this topic. But watch Blink twice. Okay, Nickelodeon. Logo and Island. Epstein Island.
Also, there will be no Reddit because I compiled most of this from Reddit. I was on Reddit for like 2 days making this stupid list and having to research everything. Half of this stuff I'd never heard before, and I took way too much time out of my life to read about the birds aren't real movement. I mean,
okay, well, I never
see about that. Like,
I haven't even.
Psychos.
There you go. I haven't even gone down that bird situation. I mean, come on.
My God. No, it is not. They don't even look the same.
Yes, they do. You know what? How can I
You need more than just a napkin. They don't even look the same. Yes, they do.
What camera can I look this to?
They don't look the same. They can Google it on their own, but they don't look the same.
I guess it does. It's very resemblant. And that guy was a weirdo too. That Nickelodeon guy.
Oh, yes. 100%. No.
So you got Amanda Bynes.
Was his name like Dan Schneider or something?
Oh, also, how about the fact that they all thank Beyonce when they win their awards? Because they have to, or else she'll kill you.
And on that note, we will not.
She won't kill you guys, okay?
We will not be recording next week because we have to film content for a lot of other things. But we will be back after that. We're getting
also,
towards
guys,
the end of season 2. What?
Yeah, we're getting close to season 2, end of season 2. But we also just had a meeting with a new skincare line. We'll kind of get on some skin stuff now, okay? We'll get back to like non-celebrity news here. Conspiracies and our craziness. Well, my craziness, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, our craziness. I don't think
and so we just met with this new skincare line, and we are going to be bringing them on board, which we're really excited about. So and we're going to have them on one of our episodes to go over all the products with you. We really, I mean, we like the whole technology behind the products. So I think it's going to be really something cool to add, especially to our laser services and some post and wound healing.
Yeah. So we love you all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for putting up with us.
And until next time, don't forget, love your skin and research Diddy.